This evening we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day with some Shamrock Shakes and some Big Macs because we're starving and we really wanted some Big Macs. So that's what we did, and then we decided to drive through Acoma, is the town we drove through, and it's a Pueblo. Pretty interesting. They don't actually let you drive through their city, which makes complete sense. I mean, that's kind of weird. Like, they live there, it's totally normal for them. And there's tourists like us that want to drive through and see, which is awkward. So, they have that off limits and whatnot. So you can just drive to a certain point and then we turned around. But the scenery is beautiful. It is very cool.
They have a visitor center, but they were closed because it's like 7 p.m. So you might be able to go up to the Pueblo. I don't know, we'll have to look into it. I imagine if you go into the visitor center, maybe there's like a shuttle or something. I don't know, it'd be cool to see them.
I just looked up some things about the Acoma Pueblo that we just drove kind of past. And their rules are really, really strict. You have to pay for a tour, so they take you on a shuttle bus and drive you up there to see the actual Pueblo area and whatnot. But you have to purchase a ticket, and then you cannot take any photos or video, nothing like that, unless you get a special photography permit, which costs money. And also you have to wear non-revealing clothing, so they want you to be like completely covered up as much as possible. And yeah, so that's pretty strict. I mean, it's pretty cool that they're wanting that they preserve their culture that way, so that's really neat.
What's really cool is that the Acoma Pueblo is the oldest settlement that has never been abandoned. Ever since it was established, there's always been people living there. Really cool. Last night we found a sweet boondocking site with some pretty awesome amenities. Every site has this big concrete slab with a covering and a picnic table and a fire pit and a little charcoal grill. So it's pretty nice here, and believe it or not, it's free. Today we are going to do some exploring in the northwestern part of New Mexico, around Gallup and Grant. So we're just gonna go see what we can see. We are hiking a lava field. It's called Lava Falls, I think. It's kind of interesting walking out on all this lava, but we're not gonna go too far because it's rough on the dog's feet. This whole area is just one big lava field, and there's a little bit of vegetation growing, but it's mostly just, as far as you can see, just this black rock, and there's all these cracks going through it. And I guess there's also like caves and things where it has collapsed and stuff like that. So, but they say if you're going to be out here backpacking and exploring and caving, that you need to have proper topographical maps and a GPS, because a normal like needle compass is unreliable because there's so much iron in the rock. We are at Morro National Monument. It is a place that has these cliffs, or these bluffs, which I guess Morro is Spanish for bluff, I think, or something like that, or highland. But what makes this place so special is that there's a watering hole right here, and it was used by travelers to get water, because, you know, we're like in the middle of the desert, there's not a lot of water. And so this pool's 12 feet deep. It holds 200,000 gallons of water, I think, and it's not a spring. It's only filled from rainfall and snowmelt. but it holds water year-round, so it was a reliable source for travelers and traders and things to have water. So there's a lot of history here. The travelers that came through here inscribed their names into the rock. And so, you know, everybody kind of left a little piece of history here when they passed through. So we can see that this is from 1866. His name is E. Penn Long. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. When you come here, they give you a little book that you can go through, and it tells you, you know, just different information and history about the area and the people who came here. It also gives you translations for the inscriptions that are in other languages. So this guy was a member of the U.S. Army expedition, and his job was to find a wagon route from Fort Smith, Arkansas to the Colorado River. And he passed through here in 1857.
That's awesome.
This is the oldest inscription on the wall. It was inscribed by the first governor of New Mexico in 1605. That was 15 years before the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. These are some ruins that were inhabited by the ancestors of the Zuni people from 1275 to 1400.
Done enough driving today. We decided to drive an hour from our camping spot and check out Albuquerque. And the reason for that being is because we are huge Breaking Bad fans, and we're gonna go check out the car wash and maybe a few other stops. That was it, guys. That was the car wash from Breaking Bad. That's pretty exciting. Come on, you gotta admit.
I love Breaking Bad.
Such a good show. This is so strange. We're driving through Walter White's subdivision. We're coming up on his house.
On
Which one is it?
Security cameras, it's this one.
Oh, it's this one. That was it, guys. That was Walter White's house.
So that was weird. There are a lot of scenes that are filmed in the house, but also outside of the house. Like there's a lot of scenes. Like there's a lot of scenes from the show where there's like people staking out the house and stuff. And so as we were like slowly rolling up on this house, this poor person's house, it's just like flashbacks. It's like all so familiar, but we've never been here before. That's weird. We definitely found the house, but it's different. It's been painted since the show, and like there's like a big gate in front of the entryway now. And there's all these signs about no trespassing and that there's security cameras in use and stuff like that. But I think it was more weird driving up on the house than actually seeing the house.
So it's about 6 o'clock and we're going to get some dinner at Los Pollos Hermanos. Only it's actually the fast food chain Twisters. So that'll be fun.
All right, we made it to Los Pollos Hermanos.
So we're waiting for our food here at Twister's, aka Los Pollos Hermanos, and there's an ostrich across the street. It's in a pen or whatever. The dogs do not know what to think. Not sure if you can see it, and I'm not getting up close. So we can totally tell why they picked that specific Twister's restaurant to be Los Pollos Hermanos for the show. It has some crazy creepy vibes in there. I don't know if it was just creepy because the show was filmed there and that's why it gave us creepy vibes, or if it's always like that. But yeah, it was cool though to go inside. We ordered inside so we could see everything and whatnot, but we didn't want to eat inside because we got the dogs with us. Didn't want to leave them in the car very long, so we both got enchiladas. It was an experience to say the least.
It was. And after eating the food, it was okay. It was like I said, it's not a fast food restaurant, but it's like fast food quality Mexican food. If that makes sense. So it's like, you're just like, eh. They were enchiladas.
I think they were enchiladas. It was spicy.
Not near as good as Del Taco, obviously, if you've seen our previous review of Del Taco, which was awesome. And we've been back several times. We won't be back to Twister's.
No, we won't.
But it was fun to see.